My name is Meg Abbott. I was raised with 7 older sisters and 1 younger brother. Big family. And it wasn't the easiest upbringing, but it made me who I am today, so that's good. I didn't spend a lot of time at school because my biological dad tried to kind of give me the role of homemaker and caretaker of my brother. But in that time, I had met a guy. He was wanting to get serious, but he was 22, I was 17, and I knew I needed to finish high school, and I didn't want to get married. And he came down to see me. To make it short and sweet, in the amount of time that he was down there, he stayed approximately like 3-4 days, and in that amount of time, he ended up staying at my house, and that's when I was raped. Skip ahead to when I turned 19 in June of 2003, I joined the Army. I was a surgical technologist in the military. All of the hard work and everything that came into it was what I was accustomed to. So it was not a big deal, it was actually fun. I made a game of it. From there, in February of 2005, I met my husband, well, soon to be husband, now he's my ex-husband. It was a long, hard 5.5 years. There was infidelity on his part with our religious beliefs and things like that. It didn't matter. After my son, things changed a lot. I knew that I was going to be a single mom after my son turned 1. And right after he turned 1 in January, I ended up signing up for cosmetology school, which is a year in Utah. After I graduated, I moved down to Arizona where he was living at the time when we were separated. I found out about women, I found out about his pornography addiction, I found out about his alcohol addiction, his marijuana addiction. It was really discouraging because I was hoping that because I had finally had the courage to leave him and do for myself and my son, that we would catch a break. And then I found out about the cancer. So a lot of it was kind of piling up. The day that I found out that I was clear from cancer from the doctor, which was all kind of jumbled into the same crazy few months there. Yeah, the day I got the phone call from the doctor was the day that I found out I was pregnant with my daughter. But the better, of course, was I knew that I was bringing another child into the world that I knew there wouldn't be a father for them. I packed up me and my kids, the log crib, the log toddler bed that I made, and because those were sentimental to me, obviously, and I packed up the kids' toys and the clothing, and that's really all we moved with, was our beds, our clothing, and a few of the kids' toys, and found a little apartment above somebody's place. We stayed there for a few months. I was working 2 full-time jobs. I was doing hair at a barbershop, and I was also doing full-time work at a booth rental situation. I had gotten to the point where I was making enough money, and I had recovered enough and rebuilt my household and our furniture and things like that, because we moved with nothing, with my kids, that I got back into my passion of hunting. And then I moved into creating, and it just kind of evolved. It just kind of happened. One thing that I would love to do, and a lot of the industry in hunting and things like that, is giving a focus to the veterans, but more importantly, using that focus to send these veterans on hunts and things like that, where they can still shoot weapons and, you know, be around something that's familiar to them, having the therapy of being in the outdoors, but more importantly, they can have the therapy of hunting, of feeling a purpose. Having a company like Pistols and Paisley gives me the freedom to make those little alterations. Make that executive decision. Say they're a double amputee. Tailor it to them. That's one little act of tender love and care, of making it just for them, that if it's that tiny little thing, that's a good thank you.